Hello, it's Bob Pandolfo on Thursday, October 31st, 2024. Welcome to Power Pace with Pandy. And we're going to take a look at the Breeders' Cup Classic, which will be run on the 8th race this time, not the last race, on Saturday at Del Mar, November 2nd. Now, my picks for both days will be on my website. They're $10 if you purchase it and you get both days. If you want just Saturdays, it's $5. I email them to people, or else you can purchase it from the download. But the easiest way is just purchase the PDF that I sent to everybody the day before the races. So I'm just going to have a video on the Classic. And here's my picks. I picked up Forever Young, 111, 7, 9, 3. So, you know, it's an interesting race. I think it's a wide open race this year. Some of you may remember the Kentucky Derby. The horse that I'm picking here is Forever Young, and you can see that he won his first 5 career starts, came into the Derby, broke slow, made a very strong run, was wide, and Sierra Leone bounced him around. He actually may have won the race if it wasn't for being leaned on by Sierra Leone, and he should have been placed second. I thought Sierra Leone should have been disqualified actually. But then they arrested him because they wanted to race him in the Breeders' Cup Classic. So they brought him back on October 2nd, got an easy win against, a much weaker field, obviously. He's training well. He has tactical speed. He broke slow here. I think he'll be well placed. Sierra Leone has post 11. I don't know how the track's going to play. I'm recording this before the races on Friday, and the meet just started. Del Mar can be tricky. Sometimes it's speed favoring, but it can be tiring at times. Depends on the weather and the humidity in the air. But we'll see. And overall, I would say it's better to have tactical speed. So having post 11 and being a big horse that lugs in a lot like Sierra Leone isn't ideal. But I think the pace will be pretty quick here. And Sierra Leone always fires. One of these days he's just going to get that trip and he's going to get up. But the thing is, he's a game horse, and he has a big stretch kick, and he always runs his race. He's been second in his last 2 starts, and he seems a little less green. He didn't lug in as bad. He went straighter. Let's put it that way. The horse I picked third is the Japanese horse Ushba Tesoro. He's training well. He's finished second. Let's take a look at him here. He's finished second all 3 starts this year. This is a good horse. I mean, he's I'm not quite up to him here. He has 11 wins and 35 starts. His career earnings $16 million because he won the Dubai World Cup last year, and then he finished second in the Dubai World Cup this year. Now, last year in the Breeders' Cup Classic, you could see it right here. He finished 5th. He made a nice run. The pace was fast. I mean, it wasn't a great race by him, but these horses aren't machines. He's 7 years old now, but they're bringing him here. He's training well. He looks good on a track. He's a horse that is capable of running a big race. I mean, he's ran plenty of big races in his career. He's beat a lot of good horses. So I put him third. I made him 12-1. This is my own odds line here. Fierceness is the horse to beat. Now, Fierceness is a sharp 3-year-old. I think he'll be the favorite. They didn't make him the morning line favorite. They made him the second choice. But you can see that he won the Travers. He beat Torpedo Anna, the sharp mare. And then he beat Sierra Leone by a length in the Jim Dandy. Now, he is a little inconsistent. He has some bad races. But, now he's won 3 out of his last 4. And he's shown that he can battle. Whereas, earlier in his career here, people were wondering what would happen if, when he gets looked in the face and gets pressured. But he kind of came through pretty well here at Saratoga. I personally don't think he's a strong favorite. I think it's in a wide open race. He definitely can win the race. I just think there's too many other options in the race. I think it's a competitive race. The other horse the horse they made the morning line favorite is City of Troy. Now I don't think City of Troy is going to be his favorite, and I don't think he's a good bet as the favorite. City of Troy is a turf horse. The trainer Aidan O'Brien comes over here. He's won a lot of Breeders' Cup races. He's a great trainer. He has a lot of great horses. Let's just go down to City of Troy. He's very high in this horse. Now, the horse has a turf pedigree, but Justify obviously, is a turf or dirt influence. Galileo, though, is, a pure turf influence. This horse has won 6 or 7 starts. He had one bad race, which is his first start of the year. Otherwise, he's been real good racing against the top turf horses in England. But now he's going to try dirt, which means he's going to get dirt kicked in his face. He's going to be behind horses. They're probably going to try to leave with him. That's what they said they're going to try to do. But they're not going to try to go right to the early lead. So he'll sit behind these other horses, getting dirt kicked in his face. Aidan O'Brien has tried 17 horses in the Breeders' Cup Classic, and he has never won one. And yet his record in the turf races is phenomenal. So, it's tough. It's tough taking these horses that are bred for turf, that have only run on turf, and then throwing them into a really tough race on dirt for the first time. So to me, he shouldn't be the favorite. He can win if he handles the dirt, but I made him 6-1 odds. One of the interesting things is the pace. There's a very fast horse here, who is number 12. Let me get down to it. That's the thing too. There are other horses in this race that are really interesting. I mean, here's Arthur's Ride. Now this horse, for Belmont, put it all together here at Saratoga with 2 really big races. But then in the Jockey Gold Club, Flavian Pratt was riding Highland Falls, who's in this race. He has post 2. Pratt's not riding him this race. But he knew that, if Arthur's Ride shakes loose, he's going to be hard to catch. So he went after him. He went after him right from the start, and Arthur's Ride quit. He quit. And the fractions were okay. Not blazing, but they were, they were okay. But, he did quit once he was pressured. What's going to happen in this race most likely, Junior Alvarado, he's a veteran rider. He's not the type of rider that's going to, try to finesse him. He knows that this horse's game is, when he shakes loose, he's probably going to gun right to the lead. I think that Johnny Velasquez will let him go. Johnny Velasquez obviously is going to leave with Fierceness. Velasquez is a similar type rider where he's not going to take the horse back. He's going to go with him, but Fierceness showed that he can race just off of horses here a few times. Like here when he won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile last year, and then his last 2 races he was just off horses. So he's probably going to let Arthur's Pride go and try to just kind of stalk him, or maybe make his move when he wants to, but sit right behind him. But if he doesn't, if they get into a speed duel, it's going to be really fast paced. But there's other horses that can press the pace here too. The only other horse I want to mention, a lot of people are going to be rooting for this horse Next. He's a 6-year-old horse. He's been on an unbelievable roll. Look at all these races. He's run really big speed figures, but he's running in all these marathon distances. So now he's going to go 1.25 miles, but he's been running 1.5 miles, 1.75 miles, 1.75 miles, and he dominates these races. I mean, he just crushes these fields. But the fastest 3/4 time, as you can see here, was in May at Churchill Downs when he went 1:13.2. I figure that they're going to go to the 3/4 in this race, probably around 1:09.2, something like that. 1:09.2, some 1:09.3, 1:09.4, maybe somewhere in that range. And he always leaves the gate, but they're going real slow, and then he just pours it on because this horse has like an unbelievable amount of stamina. You can see on my Formula Pro, I have a stamina rating, and Next is number 1 in stamina, of course, because that this horse finishes like a freight train, but he's finishing like a freight train off of very slow fractions and completely dominating horses that just don't have the kind of air in their lungs like he does. A lot of people are going to be rooting for this horse. I mean, I'd be happy kind of if he wins, even if I lose my bet, because he's just a real cool horse, and he has a lot of fans, and he just crushes these fields. So this is a real test for him, though, trying to keep up to the faster pace. So anyway, do me a favor, subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate it. It's free. Just click on the subscribe button, and I'll have my picks. My analysis for this race is already on my website on the free page. Well, like I said, the picks are $10 for the 2 days, $5 for each day. Enjoy the races. I think both cards are really good, and Saturday's card is better naturally, but they're both really good. And Del Mar is a great place, of course. So lots of luck.